Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. I hope your weekend was wonderful. We had a really good weekend. It was our Jaywalkers weekend, where that's when the fair comes to town. There's rides and there's games and there's all kinds of stuff happening. So we're going to make some of these today. Very simple number dangles. They can be words. However, I just put this little piece of lace trim behind it just to give it another different look, but it's using your scraps and your stamps, ink, whatever you have. So I'm gonna grab a piece of cardstock just because I want, these are what I stamped already, but I wanted to show you what I was doing, and then I have just some scrap bits here to cut up to use. And so yeah, so I hope you're all doing good. I just have my different stamps here. I have a couple of new stamp sets that I want to use, maybe not for this project, but I have this one. It's called Correspondence. I had been looking for this one for quite some time, and I found it, so I picked it up. Tom and I went to the city, so I had some shopping to do. So you can use the words, you can use numbers. I don't even know what's on here, to be honest. Maybe we might do a mixture of numbers and words. I haven't used these yet, so I have to take them apart and attach them onto here. I re-inked all of my inks, so they're working well. Finally, they weren't doing so great, and so I could probably do more than one stamp at a time, which is probably what I should do, but I don't think I want to use those ones actually. So let's see what I can do here. If I can add a few numbers, and they can still get cut apart, and just using this just like that. We'll see what it does anyway. Oh, that one's too big. And this one. All right. The ink is finally juicy. It wasn't even juicy when I bought it, so. And they won't get put back on the same place, but you know, what happens. That's okay. It's a quiet day today, not too much happening. I did that one. And I don't mind if there's words and numbers together. It's all good. That one. And then let's do that one. You can use your cutter, you can use your knife, you know, your X-Acto knife if you have it. Just have some fun stamping. I plan on making a whole bunch of these, and you know, I have people to mail to, and I'm hoping to do a whole bunch. The only difference will be the bulb pin, whatever you're going to use. I won't have a bulb pin in the envelope because that just adds bulk to it. And just gonna, I don't know why I did it the other way. Try to situate them so it's easier to cut, but and so this is all I do. Fill in the paper with all of your stamping. You could, like I said, you could do the whole page of words, you could do all numbers, you could do both. And just have fun stamping. I love to stamp, you know that, but if you have, you know, if you have anything, you could use die cut numbers. Let me just do this end here. So I'm just going to cut them out. It's just easier with my cutter. And I just leave a little bit of space. I'll cut them separate when I'm done. Because I did some stamping on here a little weird. And if they're straight, it's okay. If they're not, it's fine. Right? I'm not looking for perfection. These are all handmade, so just cut these ones in half. If you're confident with your cutting, just cut them by hand with a pair of scissors. I do not cut a straight line, as you know, so I'm just going to leave a little space. There we go. So we'll do these ones since these are the ones I cut up. And then this one, I'll just have to cut that one with my scissors, cut it thinner. I'll leave those there. Get that moved. It's very, very windy here today. It's actually Saturday, so this is the first full day for jaywalkers, and so the kids are down there. I think Braden's down there. Braden and my daughter Amanda. My son Jordan went down last night just to see what was happening. So So there we go. So I have, where's my scrap piece? I've been inking on a scrap piece. Grab some colors. Grab some different colors. I have broken china, chipped sapphire, hickory smoke, shaded lilac, my vintage photo, of course, tumbled glass, and barn door. So, and then I just have a bunch of little things here, and they should all be clean, but let's ink a few up. I just want to have some different colors, just some fun colors. Just trying to have a play. Oh, this one's not working so hot. Looks very wet. So, well, that's a fun color. But because the ink is permanent, it isn't going to smudge. You know, it's had enough time to dry. Let's try a different color, see what happens. Chipped sapphire. I'm going to use the same one. It's a little darker, but it's a beautiful color. Oh yeah. So just have fun. They are almost identical, which is really weird. Try one of this, or try one of this. There's the English for you. Gonna try some hickory smoke. There we go. Gives it a nice grungy feel on there. I like that. So let's pop a bit of this on. Oh yes. I tried not to grab my distress ones. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Yummy. Looks so good. Yeah, I just like to have fun. Especially when I'm stamping and inking. So, lid. And then the barn door. We'll do the last two in barn door. And these little brushes, they all came from Dollar Tree. They just have the real skinny ones at the moment, and I don't need those. I bought a couple of them well, a long time ago. But I don't need any more of them, so. But they're easy enough to wash, get them cleaned. And so there's that one. So now we have a bunch to play with. Let me just move the stamps out of my way. And then here's some scraps. So these were actually in my scrap bag, and I think it's because they're a shinier paper, and I wasn't too sure what to do with them, but I cut up some scrap bits here. So let's just use. It doesn't matter what color. I think I cut them just almost an inch is what I did. And I'm just going to use, you could use a glue stick. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac that's sitting here. It's probably not needed, but then I'm just going to add it on. And then you can gauge how much space you want. You can even them up so that they're all the exact same length. It doesn't matter. I just kind of take off the tips. Just like that. Okay, and I have my little hole maker on. And on the first one I made, I did use a oh shoot, one of these, but oh, I had a really hard time closing it, and then it didn't look so great. So what I'm going to do is, when I make my holes, I'm going to punch out a, let's see if it works. Sometimes this punch doesn't work. It has to be on the desk, and then it works, just like that. I was trying to do it upside down like I do with my other punches, and it didn't work so great. So I just need to make the hole bigger. Oops, I don't want to pinch my fingers. And then I'll just add that on the top there, and then just add a bulb pin. If you don't have bulb pins, you don't have to use it. Use a piece of trim, just whatever you have to make it hang. So there's that. And I'll just grab one of these. You can put trim on it. You can put a little bauble in the front to make it hang down in front if you want. And there you go. And that's your basic one. So let's do some more. And if you find these are too wide, then just cut them down. Make them skinnier. But I don't mind seeing that paper in behind because it's quite pretty. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to just glue a bunch of them rather than one at a time. That just seems wasteful time for me. But it's like an assembly line. Just put a bunch on, grab a different piece of paper. I'm going to just cut, I'll show you here. I just before the 1-inch line I did cut one of those. I'll just cut a couple different a couple of different ones, just to have some different looks in behind. These are just cardstocks that I had cut down from other bits when I was doing other projects. So there we go. Okay, so let's do one of these. What are you working on today? Do you have plans to go in your craft room today, into your art space? Oh, let's do this one. There we go, there's that. That's pretty paper. Let's try this one. I could probably put 2 on this one. This one could end up 2 bits. So I'll just cut it in half. Especially if you use shorter numbers. That one's too long. This little guy is perfect. There we go. All right. So these will be shorter ones, and yeah, I'm okay with that. And I'll keep these scrap pieces, of course, because they can all be used. Oh, that one's a little short too. All right, so let's do these ones. Got those. You don't even have to nip off the corners if you don't want to. I won't on these ones. It's up to you. It's whatever look you want to go for. Then you do it. Okay, there we go. Okay. So these, yeah, these are great makes for just do all your stamping, then do all your cutting. And all your holes like this, and then you can just add whatever you want to your dangles. Just pretty them up. Oops. All the little bits there. Okay, where's my little punch? Okay. Be all the same, all different. Oops, get out of there. Just gonna use this because it's what I have, and it's at least it's working now, but that's because I have it sitting down on my desk. Okay, maybe that's enough. We'll see. These are always bigger than the hole that gets made, but that's okay. I'm going to try and make them different, like, you know, not have the same paper on. Give it a different look. fingers are all gluey. It wants to stick to me. And one more. Whoops, ick. There we go. Okay, so let's grab some of these and I'm just going to grab my piece of trim here. I kind of like it at the back. It looks pretty good. So I'm just going to get a few. It's like a yellow, a very pale yellow color. It's very cute. Might as well put it on all of them. And I will put one on the one we did already. Oops. There we go. All right. And this one has little holes in it, so it's easy enough to put through. And so there we go. You can be done. Just like that. And these multicolored pins came from Amazon. If you want, I can find the link. Maybe I'll just pop the link for them in the description box. And then you can see. But I think these are the easiest dangles ever. They sure don't take any time to make. So, but I mean, these are the simple way, right? As anything that we do, you can keep adding and make them as intricate as you want. Come on, there we go. If I'd thought about it, I would have brought out my Tim Holtz minis, because I think one of them would look real sweet sitting on there. But that's okay. That could be for another day. There's this one. Boy, we did quite a few anyway. Like really, it's the stamping and the cutting that takes the longest. This is the first one we did, so I'm going to just open it up and add this piece of fabric to the back. And so there. Oh my goodness, look at how many we did. So let's just show you up close. There's that one. And then there's this one. Are they simple or what? Right? You can't get any simpler than this. And then there's this one. And this one. And then that one. That one's cute. So let me grab my journal, just so I can give you a little idea of how to use them, because this is one of our painty strips that we had done the other day. I showed you how to do those. So that, oh yeah, I have a tiny little hole puncher. You don't have to have this. You can just use a pin and make a hole. Don't worry if you don't have anything. You don't have to have the tools in order to do something. And I probably put the hole too far over. Did I? Nope. And so there we go. So that's just gonna hang out right there. Cute. Yep, I like that. So you can do that on a page. You can add them to a pocket. You can add them to, you know, I can pop one in here. Let's see if I have one that will look decent. Nope, colors are all wrong, but that's an idea. Just pop it onto there. And then, yeah, but just have fun with them. And you can, if you do a topper on a journal, one of your journals, you can add it onto your topper, just pin it on. I've done that a few times. So there's an idea. So we added one into the journal that I'm working on. And then here's the rest. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Questions, comments, of course, please leave them below. I'm always happy to talk to you. You know that. It's a bright spot in my day. All right, let me know what you think. And I hope you'll make some. They're a lot of fun. Okay, God bless, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.